Alright, Animals Man 5. I'm not a big fan of this one, but what I am a big fan of is the cover here by Brian Bollocks. This is a classic, and I think for most people, they would describe it as the definitive Animals Man cover. It represents the meta stuff that Van Morrison introduced into the character. Really good cover, one to watch for in a cover spotlight video. This issue bothers me. It is a standalone issue, but my problem with it is almost the same as I had with the previous couple of issues. Van Morrison is basically lecturing us about animal cruelty, and I agree with everything he says about it, but it's just very condescending. We have this trucker, he is a gay, it's not outright said, but he is a gay, and he has picked up what might be the most annoying woman in the world. So I was very happy in a few pages' time when she is murdered off panel. The gay trucker is our antagonist, and it's basically doing the same thing that the first story did, where they frame someone as the antagonist, but they are not quite a bad guy. What this story is really about is how we are all evil bullies for enjoying the Roadrunner cartoons where a coyote gets abused non-stop. He is taking the wily coyote character and putting him in the real world. He is an immortal coyote who cannot die. Like here, he gets ran over by the truck, and then we see he puts himself back together. He cannot die because he is wily coyote, and we are showing realistic stuff happening to him. We have 3 pages here that are the ones to read in this issue. Stuff with Animals Man and his family. We have his son with a bad haircut. And Animals Man, Rob Schneider, he is tossing out all the meat in the freezer because he has, after the first story arc, he has decided to become a vegetarian, and he has also decided that his family are going to become vegetarians too, which upsets his wife since he never bothered to talk it through with her. These 3 pages are character stuff. It's worth reading. The rest is just horrible. The gay trucker from the beginning has, and this is very unsuccessfully told, he blames the coyote that he ran over for everything bad that has happened to him since. His gay lover died, his mum died, and that annoying lass he gave a lift to died. I don't know why he believes the coyote survived, or why running over a coyote was something that he pointed to as a crucible moment. You could just as easily say that the thing that caused his bad luck was him picking up a hitchhiker or him not shaving his moustache. And the other thing is, it is not given a reason for why he feels that he needs to kill the coyote. He ran over a coyote and just drove on. The more appropriate thing would be if he came to realise that he should have stopped and gotten out to check on it or do something. And now maybe he wants to help coyotes or avenge their deaths or something. So he's basically setting up traps with bombs, and it falls off a cliff just like the cartoon. Fuck this, I hate it. There's no commentary here on the cartoons. It's just Van Morrison saying that we are all sick bastards for enjoying seeing an animal get blown up or crushed by boulders. People like the Roadrunner cartoons because they are fun. The fact they are animals is not why they watch it. They didn't turn it on because they want to see a coyote get maimed. You can, and they have, just as much done cartoons like that with two people instead of anthropomorphic characters. This isn't saying anything thoughtful or special with its idea. He just gets very specific and detailed about all the injury and bodily harm the coyote is enduring from falling off a cliff or being in an explosion or whatever. This is like a stoner ganning, what if those old cartoons were real, man? I'm not even going to bother talking about this bit where we get Crafty Coyote's backstory. That is his name, by the way. Crafty Coyote. About as clever as the rest of the comic. He was an actual cartoon character who got condemned to the real world by God. And now, fuck it, they both die in the end. Animals Man barely interacts with them. Waste of time. I hate this. You might think this is going to get torn up, but there are two things that are saving it. The cover and those 3 pages of stuff with his family. I like that stuff. I will say, give it a different cover. It would have been torn up. That is how close to the line it is. Van Morrison, he does so much sanctimonious preaching in Animals Man, and this is maybe it at its worst. The problem here is that he doesn't have a good point. Those cartoons, the animal cruelty was not what people were into. They were really well executed and told. Slapstick comedy that was. They are exceptionally appealing to just about everyone. And it's not because they find animals being hurt funny. I cannot stress enough how close this is to being ripped. But my stance is that there are some people out there who will like this and think that it is clever and think that it is smart. It is not, and I will get downvotes for saying so. And I have got to give this comic, written by the self-professed king of the felines, the lowest rating possible, and that's 7 thumbs up, folks.